With a Group C climate, we start to see a little more moisture again than the Group B deserts, but still nowhere near as much as you see with the tropical Group A climates. We usually see with Group Cs humid weather, but mild winters. This would describe us here in the southeastern United States. They're usually found either on the easternmost regions or westernmost regions of the continent. So California, Florida, Carolinas, these would all be considered Group C climates. There are multiple Group C climates. They are probably one of the most diverse climate groups that we have. Three of the major types, and we'll see more here in this video, but three of the major types are humid subtropical, marine, and Mediterranean. Humid subtropical would be CFA, marine would be CFB. We can go back and see this in a graph, but humid subtropical, this would be something like Florida, whereas marine would be something like California, and Mediterranean would be something like Italy. So that's what we're looking at. Let's take a look at the map. So here we are. We've got our modified Köppen system map, and you see here the CFA is our humid subtropical that we just talked about, and most of the eastern United States is in this climate subgroup. But if you look on the west coast, we have a lot of CSAs and CSBs. You get some CF in there too. Here we go. We've got some CFs up there. The CFs would be marine, CS would be Mediterranean. That's often what we would see in California. For example, right here, we have on the left, we're looking at Mobile, Alabama, looking at a humid subtropical climate. And on the right, we have Port Hardy in Washington State. You can see in Mobile, Alabama, we have a fairly large temperature range. If you go back and look at your Group A climates, you'll see that they are pretty consistent year-round. Very small temperature range. But if you look in your Group B climates with the deserts, you have a large temperature range of something like 50 degrees every year. Here in these Group C climates, we're somewhere in the middle, somewhere around 20 degrees Fahrenheit of fluctuation through the year. Humid subtropical, notice the precipitation. It's fairly consistent year-round. You may have a wet season, you may have a dry season, but it's pretty mild. It's pretty uniform through the year. But in areas like marine climates, like Port Hardy, you have a very clear dry season. Here are a couple more examples. San Francisco and Sacramento, very close to each other, and you can see that their precipitation patterns are very similar. It's 21 inches a year in San Francisco, 16 inches a year in Sacramento. But notice the temperature ranges. In San Francisco, you get a range of about 11 degrees per year through the year. Sacramento, because it's more inland and drier, gets much larger temperature range of about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And so this would be the difference between, say, coastal Mediterranean climate and an interior Mediterranean climate. If you've ever been to California, this is a very common sight. This is what you would see in any of these Mediterranean climates.